treasures, Christina. Hold on a second here. I'll be right with you. Agent Paranormal, how are you doing? I will be with you very shortly. Give me a couple seconds here. Yankee Cow, how are you? Spirit Stalker, how are you doing? Kristen Berg, how are you doing? I'm almost ready. Just have to make a couple changes. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful and fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whichever it may be where you are. I really do appreciate you guys being here, and I need to go on ahead and give you guys the proper acknowledgement. So let's start off with Yankee Kyle. I'll start off with you here as soon as I
acknowledge me.
Hold on a second. That wasn't even loud enough yet. So let me do that again. Okay. Yankee Kyle.
Acknowledge me.
Hey, Marie.
Acknowledge me.
Everyday Treasures.
Acknowledge me.
Christina and Son.
Acknowledge me.
KJ Paranormal Down Under.
Acknowledge me.
Melanie.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Pam Syme. Almost forgot about you.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you guys. Spirit Stalker.
Acknowledge me.
Kelly Lavoy.
Acknowledge me.
Michelle Wolfong.
Acknowledge me.
Kristen Berg.
Acknowledge me.
Now that you all have been properly acknowledged, thank you so much for being here. I wanted to do something fun tonight and something that you might agree with. I wanted to go down memory lane because, Christmas is coming up and I figured, let's talk about something that we haven't talked about. Remember the toys we all grew up with? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just realized that. There we go. Right here. Sorry, I gotta put the camera on our son Manny.
Oh, it's laying on him.
Okay, put it right here. Because we just laid him down. He wanted to go to bed. So Jen had just laid him down. And anybody remember the toys they grew up with back in the 70's? You know, me personally, oh, Mama of an Angel is here. How you doing,
Jack.
Shelly?
Acknowledge me.
Evil Knievel. I had one of those. Remember the drawstring? You had to pull the string out with the little wheel that was in the center and let it go. I had one of those. And the G.I. Joe with the hand grip and the eye that you could see through. I had one of those too.
Jason Finch.
Jason Finch is in the house.
Acknowledge me.
Stretch Armstrong, yes, I remember those too. And those were the fun times. I remember those like it was yesterday. And you know, it's funny because they don't make toys like that anymore. Everything is now a little more extreme. You know, even though back then toys was kind of extreme, but not as extreme as they are now. You know, so I wanted to play a video first, and I want to see if any of you guys remember these toys because I watched this video earlier. Mother and the Raven is in the house. How you doing? Let me acknowledge you.
Acknowledge me.
Stompers. Yep.
I do remember the Stompers. Hey, and speaking of that, you remember the Rock'em Sock'em robots? Those were, man. Yes, I do remember the Slinky. Oh my gosh. A cheap toy and a cheap fun, but it was so fun. It really was. Yes, Jackson Marbles was fun. You know, and I had fun playing Jackson Marbles.
My thing was jump rope and roller skating.
Yeah, hey, I used to love roller skating. I really did. I love that. Jason said, "Thanks again, sweetheart. My family doesn't celebrate holidays, but thanks again, Christina and Sun Go Squad." Hey, it's okay. Hey, long as it's your day. Christina said, "I had a few favorites, but I really think the Weeble. I remember the Weebles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Remember the commercial for that?
The old-fashioned slinkies, the ones that actually work.
Yeah. If you put them down, you know, going down the stairs
I used
and
to
they just
play
tumble
with
and
those.
tumble and tumble, those were a lot of fun. Pixie sticks, I remember those too. I missed the pogo stick. Yes, I did too. And I used to ride those, the pogo stick. I sure did. I have one of those.
Because they're dangerous.
Hula hoops. And you know what's funny, KJ? They still make hula hoops today. That is one toy, that Slinky, yo-yos, those are still toys that's still going today. Hooking Good Creations with Tina. How you doing?
Acknowledge me.
Those clackers. And you know what? We're going to get into some of those toys today. So I got the video for us to watch. And I'm going to put the link to this video in the description box below so that everybody will be able to see it. Actually, I pulled the wrong thing. Let me put that back over here. So let me grab that video. Where are you at?
I don't know.
I think I moved it. Yep, it's right here. So let me move that right here. Okay. Okay. So
Battle with the ball. Yeah, I used to like
yes,
battle with the ball.
I remember those
I
too.
used to sit there and make me mad. 'Cause I was trying to do it.
So I'm going to play this video and I'm going to share this. I want everybody to see this because there's a lot of these toys on here that you all are going to remember, and that is for sure. Let me also share the sound. I want to make sure I got the sound ready. Okay. So let's go back on and down memory lane and watch some of these fun toys. If I turn the volume up.
Today, we're blowing the dust off 20 beloved toys from the 1970s. The ones that filled our days with wonder, laughter, and imagination.
See, there's the Weebles.
Get ready to step back into a world where joy came in the simplest forms. Knit Magic. Knit Magic arrived like a quiet revolution, slipping into living rooms and sparking a wave of tiny, determined hands, weaving bright strands into scarves, hats, and little gifts of love.
Anybody who's the
Without
Weebles?
needing a single needle, young makers could dive into a world where creativity threaded through every loop. I still remember sitting cross-legged by my grandmother's rocking chair, fingers clumsy, but heart swelling with pride, as I crafted a crooked, lopsided scarf that she wore anyway,
Lite-Brite.
beaming as if it were spun
Yes,
from gold.
I'm hoping that those will
Knit
be on
Magic
here.
didn't stop at making something decorative. It nurtured patience, honed problem-solving skills, and offered the quiet reward of crafting with one's own two hands. It unlocked new avenues for expression that many little dreamers had never ventured down, offering a glimpse into the fulfilling art of handmade work. Though today's fast-paced world offers quicker amusements, the experience of transforming a simple spool of yarn into something...
I kind of remember Nick's Knockers. I remember Voltron. I did have the Voltron doll.
warm and real still holds a vivid charm. Toys like Knit Magic remind us how
Sam had
powerful
Knit
it can
Magic.
feel to bring something lasting to life, built solely with persistence, resourcefulness, and a humble plastic
Still
machine
can't knit.
that turned everyday afternoons into something unforgettable. Lite-Brite.
Hey, Hazel.
Do you remember the wonder of turning darkness into something beautiful with just your own two hands? Lite-Brite brought that spark alive, casting a gentle glow across bedrooms where dreams seemed almost within reach. Armed with colorful pegs and a sheet of black paper, youngsters could transform blank spaces into vibrant works of light. Each tiny bulb, placed with care, felt like adding a star to a private galaxy, one built with patience and pride. Lite-Brite didn't rely on fancy gadgets or endless rules. It welcomed every young creator to slow down, focus, and build something luminous from ordinary materials. While modern toys race toward bigger sounds and faster screens, the quiet satisfaction of crafting a glowing picture remains etched deeply in the hearts of those early artists. In every flickering pattern, Lite-Brite whispered a gentle truth, that even the smallest gestures, when made with care, can light up an entire world.
Anybody ever have the Lite-Brite?
I did.
I remember having one of those. I remember when I was a kid, I used to try to eat the pegs. And I couldn't understand why they didn't light up in my mouth, but they lit up on there. I could never understand it. I mean, the things I didn't know then that I know now. Reading the chat, the old school Jack in the Box. Yeah, and you know that they still make those too. They still make those. Cabbage Patch Kids and Pound Puppies. My sister had the Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember us having the Pound Puppies. I do remember those.
Had both.
And Totem Tennis was fun. Yes, it was fun. Better Have Chopper Bikes. They were, yes, they were. I had one of those chopper bikes.
I remember the cards and putting it in the wheel.
Yes, remember?
locomotive.
Yeah, y'all, anybody ever done that? Used to take like a playing card and take it and stick it in the back of the wheel so that when you're driving it go make
it
that
sound like you're
make it like you're riding a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Wacky wall walkers. I vaguely remember those.
Had
Viewmaster.
those.
Few toys
Anybody have the Viewmaster? Now that's a classic, and that's something that they still make today. KJ said, I have one, Eddie. No Lite-Brite.
embraced the spirit of discovery quite like the Viewmaster. With a gentle click and a flash of light, this handheld viewer could transport a youngster to enchanted forests, lively cities, or the endless reaches of outer space. Each circular reel unveiled scenes stitched together in vibrant, three-dimensional snapshots
Man, I remember
that felt
that
almost
too.
close enough to reach out and touch.
I remember the Disney one that they just showed.
The Viewmaster didn't merely entertain, it sparked curiosity, encouraging young dreamers to look beyond their familiar streets and
Oh,
Everyday
that-
Treasure said, I have an antique Viewmaster. They'll,
Hi, Tiggs.
Tiggs, how are you doing? You know, those are worth money. I would really hold, if you have any of those classic toys, hold on to them because they are worth money, especially the originals.
Imagine distant lands. Its charm was rooted in straightforward design. No batteries, no screens, offering
Yes,
a
I remember
peaceful
that too.
invitation to step into unseen worlds. While technology raced ahead, reshaping playtime with gadgets and graphics, this timeless viewer continued to evoke a sense of wonder. It still stands as a cherished bridge to an era when adventure came through a tiny lever and a flickering image, and when the spirit of exploration bloomed with every spin of a reel.
Wait a minute. They had an MC Hammer one. Let me back that up a little bit.
I never got that.
Astro Ray Gun. Before video games, no
I
batteries,
thought I
no
seen a
screens,
hammer one.
offering a
MC
peaceful
Hammer.
invitation to step into unseen worlds. While technology
I remember
raced
the
ahead,
A-Team.
reshaping playtime with gadgets and graphics, this timeless viewer continued to evoke a sense of wonder. It still stands as a cherished bridge to an era when adventure came through a tiny
My
lever
friend
and a
Roger
flickering
Rabbit.
image, and when the spirit of exploration
The Roger
bloomed with every
Rabbit pull string.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite dog.
Look at these though, because they had Hammerman, MC Hammer, Ren and Stimpy. So these are more like the 90s. So Viewmaster, because I know it's still going today, but wow, looks Crash Test Dummies. What's that? Barbie, Rescue Rangers,
I think the Stimpy had to be
Barbie
like-
Rockers. No, Ren and Stimpy was from the 90s.
I just said
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're showing the toys. They're showing these from yesterday, and the ones that they're still making today. Actually, those are back in the 90s, but I don't know if they're still making Viewmaster anymore.
spin of a reel.
Whipple ball. I remember that.
Astro
You know
Ray
what?
Gun.
I remember the Sea Monkeys. I do remember those. I remember. You remember? Any of y'all remember? If you look on the back of like comic books, and or even on the inside of comic books, you could order like Sea Monkeys and stuff like that. Remember the X-ray glasses that you can get at even at Spencer's? You know, glasses didn't even work, but they were a lot of fun.
Before video games turned living rooms into battlegrounds and galaxies, all it took was a plastic blaster
I never
and a
had
boundless spirit to defend the universe. The Astro Ray Gun made its way into countless toy boxes, dazzling youngsters with flashing lights, buzzing sounds, and a design that looked straight out of a sci-fi epic. With every pull of the trigger, young adventurers found themselves voyaging through distant realms, chasing rogue aliens, or leading bold missions across the stars. The spirit of the space race still hovered in the air, and science fiction had woven itself deeply into pop culture.
You know what? Speaking of cereal boxes, do any of you guys remember, or I don't know if they've had this over in the UK or down under, but back in the day, you could have a record on the back of a cereal box. Any of you guys ever had that? Like a record? Like I remember it started off like the Jacksons, the Jackson 5 would have a record on the back of an Alphabets box, you know, or the Osmond brothers would have a record on the back of a Applejack box.
Kyle?
Anybody remember getting records off the cereal box? Let me know in the comments below.
Toys like the Astro Ray Gun offered more than just sound and light. They reflected the
Good
energy of a
evening,
generation
Kyle.
reaching for the stars. While sleek consoles and digital marvels began filling shelves, the classic joy of imagining cosmic battles stayed just as vivid. That spark lives on in the hearts of those who once brandished a ray gun
45
high,
records.
believing, if only for a heartbeat, that they were heroes guarding the galaxy. Is there a fun or touching story you remember involving one of your favorite childhood toys? Share your story in the
Did I
comments.
say horror members? Let me back that up. look like it's saying horror members. I know it's not supposed to say horror members. It's supposed to say who remembers.
Spark lives on in the hearts of those who once
I'm
brandished a
sorry.
ray gun high,
it's just
believing,
got
if
it at
only
the.
for a heartbeat, that they were heroes guarding the
I see
galaxy.
state.
Is there a fun
Look
or
at this.
touching story?
Horror members.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be who remembers. I'm sorry. I just
He
caught
forgot
that.
to separate
He
the
didn't
two.
separate it, but it's okay. I'm gonna leave the link to that channel in the description box. But it's not horror members.
You remember involving one of your favorite childhood toys.
Hazel said, "Wow, no, we never got records in cereal boxes. Used to get what they called flexi discs at some of the music magazines in the early 80s. Wow, that's interesting. I don't remember getting them like that. Adventures with Beth, how are you doing, ma'am? Melanie said 45s, yes, on the back of a record box. Rubik's Cube and the snake. And you know what? The snakes, remember the snakes that you light up, like during, I guess, like the 4th of July? You light it's like a little capsule, and you light it up and it grow like a gray snake. It swirls around. I think they still make those. Joyful Steph, how are you doing? Love and hugs to you too, ma'am. Thank
Hi,
you so much for
Sandra.
being here. Sandra, how are you doing? That is Everyday Treasure's wife. Glad you came in, Sandra. We got 23 here, and I'm
Yes,
hoping
yes,
we
yes.
can get 23 likes at least. Thank you guys so much for being here. Etch a Sketch. Yes, that's another one. Adventures Best said, I'm freezing, so keep me typing. The furnace died. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. Yes, keep typing as much as you can. David Hembry, how are you doing, sir? Randy, how are
Share your
you doing,
story in the
sir?
comments below. Constructo straws.
I
Have you
remember
ever missed
Stretch
the
and
quiet
Stick.
afternoons when a handful of plastic straws and a few basic connectors could build entire cities in your living room? Constructo straws made
remember
that
those.
possible, turning kitchen floors into bustling skylines and backyards into
Magnetic
sprawling
pencil cord. I
metropolises.
remember those too.
Sitting cross-legged on the worn carpet, threading each piece together with clumsy determination, the hours melted away without
I remember
notice.
those things.
Towers tilted,
Yes.
bridges crumbled, and sometimes entire creations toppled in a spectacular heap, only to spark another round of laughter and a fresh attempt. It wasn't about flawless construction. It was about bold ideas taking shape,
Keith, how are you
piece
doing,
by
sir?
colorful piece. Constructo straws nurtured perseverance, creativity.
Later on, I want to show a video that Keith has sent me. Emmy here?
Yeah.
Emmy, how are you doing? I see you now. PDX, how are you doing? She said, oh my God, I remember all those hazardous toys we used to play with. Yes, they were, because a lot of them had lead and everything in them. Yes. Randy, how are you doing, sir? But I definitely had these straws.
And the early roots of engineering skills, long ahead of modern educational trends. While many toys today flash and beat for attention, nothing quite compares to the satisfaction of crafting something tangible
PDX
from
said
modest
hello,
materials.
everyone.
Perfection. The ticking of a timer
remember that
and the
game,
scatter of
Perfection.
flying pieces once filled living rooms with a unique kind of energetic chaos that only a game like Perfection could deliver.
I remember the old
This
Michael
clever
Jackson
puzzle
doll.
tested swift fingers and sharp minds,
Did you?
urging participants to
Michael Jackson.
slot mismatched shapes into their correct
That's true.
spots
I had
before time
everything.
slipped away.
Hello.
As the final seconds dwindled, pulses quickened,
Picture.
and one wrong move could unleash that
I had a
sudden
doll.
dramatic pop, sending plastic bits
Tinker
soaring.
Toys. I remember those.
Each session became a lively dance of speed and focus, demanding both rapid reactions and careful coordination. Beyond the rush, Perfection quietly sharpened hand-eye skills and nurtured concentration, offering a rewarding challenge beneath the fun. Long after the last piece was tucked away, the sharp click of the timer stayed vivid, bringing back bursts of laughter, wide-eyed gasps, and the stubborn determination to conquer the board. Modern games may overflow with flashing screens and digital dazzle, but few toys today can replicate the pure satisfaction of racing the clock with just a handful of colorful shapes and a heart pounding with determination. Telstar console.
I had one of those.
How many dreams of digital adventure began with the hum of a simple console and the flicker of black and white on the family television?
I had one of these Telstars. You basically play Pog.
Tink. Tink.
Yep.
It's almost like Atari. Remember had the little thing? Tink.
Yeah, because this game right here was the one that started off the video game craze. This game right here.
The Coleco Telstar offered a modest but captivating glimpse into what home entertainment could eventually become. Featuring straightforward games like tennis and hockey, operated by chunky dials and clunky buttons,
Yes.
Telstar introduced an entirely new form of play. Young gamers didn't need lifelike visuals or sprawling worlds.
Right?
A bouncing square and
Hey,
two
Fallen
blinking
Angel, how
paddles
you doing,
could
fam?
spark hours of lively competition and laughter. As newer consoles burst onto the scene with sharper graphics and deeper sound, Telstar still stood as an important milestone. It carried the spirit of innovation, the belief that technology could transform a living room into an arena of fun. For many who spent afternoons twisting plastic knobs and chasing a pixel across the screen, the recollection isn't just tied to a machine. It's about witnessing the earliest sparks of a revolution that would eventually redefine entertainment itself. The excitement stirred by that bouncing square hasn't been lost to time. Beneath all the modern noise and spectacle, the quiet magic of those first simple games still flickers, proof that even the humblest beginnings can leave a lasting imprint on how we play, dream, and connect.
You know, over the years.
I'm gonna read some of the chat. Dolls Dolly, how are you doing, fam? I'm gonna read the chat here. You know, I have some paper dolls not used, the original Twister, and two of those scary costumes and plastic masks for Halloween we used to wear in the 70s. You know, Emmy,
So cool.
those might be worth something. I would get those bad boys appraised. Well, Christina said, oh yeah, I had the Perfection and Operation and Payday, which was my favorite game. Yeah, mine too, as a matter of fact, especially Payday. Yes, I love Pog. And I still play the classic games every now and then. Munnen said, we had Atari. Yes, I also had Atari. Everyday Treasure said, I had that and the TRS 80 computer. Oh, you had the TRS computer back when you had to program your games. Yes, I do remember that. I remember that very well. Handheld football game. Do you remember any guys in here remember the electric football game that you had to plug it in? And we used to make a little piece of paper for the football and put it underneath the running back's hand, and you have to turn the electric on, and the guy's like this. It was like that. You know?
Remember our game was taking little papers and making them into little footballs and flinging them as we're putting their hands like this.
Now, see that was our kind of text messaging back in the day when we make them little footballs and you texting somebody that you like and you say, "Do you like me?" Check yes or no,
and then you flick it.
And I would get one that would say, "Go away."
Evel Knievel.
There's Evel Knievel, and I have one of those.
The living room floor could become a stunt arena in an instant with nothing more than a tiny motorcycle and a child's endless drive for adventure.
How are you doing?
The Evel Knievel stunt cycle gave youngsters the power to turn cushions into crash pads and books into towering ramps.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Handy color computer to the Atari.
Yeah,
banner,
and
that's all.
Keith, you're right. The field would vibrate, yes. And when the field vibrate, the little guy just,
Very
that's just where it's running, and you had to at least try to get like first down. That's early football back then, before the what was it? Techno Bowl on the Nintendo.
Each launch packed with wild hope and just the right touch of chaos.
Mine too,
Inspired by
WK
Evil
Treasure.
Knievel's daring feats, boys and girls everywhere cranked the toy to life, sending it racing across hallways, sidewalks, and backyards with fearless
Yep,
energy.
I had one of those.
Every spin of the crank brought a moment of suspense. Would the cycle soar cleanly over the obstacle or tumble in a spectacular wipeout? Even when the motorcycle missed its mark, determination only grew stronger.
I also had the car too, and the car you stick this little thing in, and you pull the whatchamacallit,
Fly.
and it just
Yeah, my brother had that too.
For the next attempt.
Long time no
The
see.
stunt cycle
Girl, how
celebrated
are you
courage in
doing?
a form compact enough to fit into eager hands. Flashier gadgets now dominate toy shelves, yet the
Awful
bold spirit
Pinocchio.
ignited by launching that plastic bike into the air.
Eddie was on the
Lives
box.
on and those who once
Yeah,
believed they
that
could
should have been
defy
me as a
limits,
kid.
one fearless jump
We
at a
should have
time.
kept our toys. Carol said.
Fisher-Price Little People. Was there ever a greater joy than lining up tiny figures and building a
Yeah, my boys had that. As a matter of fact,
That
me
whole
and Jen, after we met, as a matter of fact, after we first had Tony, we found a Fisher Price. This set right here,
The
we
McDonald's
found. We had that, and Jen had got it for $10, and that thing is actually worth more than that now.
whole world around them? Fisher-Price
They
Little
said my
People
cousin
sparked
had
endless
Evil Knievel.
afternoons of play, inviting youngsters to fill farms, schools, and bustling neighborhoods with characters of their own creation. With their rounded forms and smiling faces,
Hey, Carol, I hear you taking care of your mom. God bless your mom and God bless you. I'm so glad to see you. Carol's, go by and check out her. If you guys remember back in the day, they had, radio, as if, back in the 20s, they had that was their way of TV. Um, Check out Carol's channel. You will like it.
Carol said, I didn't know they had the McDonald's ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen it and I got it from the kids when they were little. I don't know what happened to it.
I don't either. But if Jen had got it, I remember we got it for $10, and it was a complete set.
these sturdy companions felt like familiar friends,
Funny.
always
My
ready
mother
for the
named
next
boys
grand
back
story.
cap after my uncle.
Each playset unlocked another chapter, where every barn door, classroom, and fire station promised new adventures. As years passed, designs evolved and fresh generations were introduced, but the spirit carried by those early Little People stayed strong. They showed that a handful of toys could grow into entire landscapes, fueled by creativity
remember
and a
those.
few scraps of carpet.
That one too.
Mhm.
Toys today shine brighter and screens demand more attention. Yet those tiny figures still stand tall in the hearts of those who once built vibrant towns and imagined endless possibilities, all from the floor of their childhood homes. Simon. Bright colors, flashing lights, and a steady beep once drew players into a silent, sweaty-palmed competition.
This is a game that they still sell today. It looks a little bit different than the original. As a matter of fact, it's actually smaller than the original.
All they do is call them rename them puppets.
Yeah, well, no, the Pop It is actually a separate game. That's that one that you hold. It's like a joystick, and you hold it and you pop it. But the Simon, they still make today.
Simon made its debut with no elaborate storyline or complicated setup, only pure, nerve-testing fun, wrapped inside a compact, circular device. The objective sounded straightforward. Repeat
My
and
brother wanted the moon boots so bad.
I had a pair of moon boots. I remember wearing them back when I was like the last time I had a pair, I was in junior high, going into junior high school. I want to say I was in the 7th grade. And I remember my mom and dad buying me a pair of moon boots. And I love those boots. And that was back in 77 before the winter of 78. And actually 77 was just as bad because we had the blizzard of 77. And then the blizzard of 78 was actually worse. And I remember those when we was living in Northeast Ohio.
Expanding sequence of sounds and lights without faltering. Yet as the patterns grew faster and hands hovered in nervous anticipation, tension thickened until one wrong move triggered a wave of groans and laughter. Simon tested not just reflexes, but also patience, focus, and resilience.
See, they still make Simon today, and as you noticed on that,
that's
it's
the
smaller.
roller skates. That was the first set of roller skates, was the metal skates.
Yes, I do. Yeah, you're right about that.
Shoes to teach you how to
Mhm.
roller skate, and then you go into. I used to have a pair.
Rewarding steady nerves under mounting pressure. Its brilliance was found in how a few flashing lights could craft a battle of endurance and pride. While today's gaming world dazzles with virtual reality and endless special effects, Simon's blinking buttons still summon the spirit of a time when sharp concentration and quick hands ruled the room. For many, mastering that colorful ring wasn't just about keeping a sequence alive, it was about proving you could stay steady when everything around you was daring you to slip. Love a good nostalgia trip? Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss our next video. Hungry Hippos.
Hippo.
Plastic
Now, this is another one that they still make today. Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, because I used to put dog food in it and then have my dog try to get the food. That's all.
Yeah, and Silly Putty. And they still make
I
Silly Putty.
love silly putty. I used to take the comics. Remember the comics out of the newspaper?
Mm-hmm.
I used to take the little silly putty and stick it on it, and
Right, and it had the comic right
Yeah.
there on the putty.
I used to do that all the time.
And PDX said, "Oh my God, I still have my clackers. I've even shown them on live streams." Yeah, you know what? You did. I remember seeing you show the clackers. So yeah, Emmy still does have her clackers. And I have my crackers. I'm sorry.
hippos, a pile of rattling marble.
Well, you can call me a graham cracker.
You got issues.
And you need tissues. As a matter of fact, we got to buy another box. That box is all over there.
Comics. I used to love those with the putty. I used to take putty and put it on everything.
The colored comics, I think of me. Put me on a black and white piece of paper and say the color Ed. Well, he's already colored.
They have a dog hungry hippo game, Jen. Hey, I didn't know that back in my day. I just took dog food and stuck it in there and did it for my dog.
Mona said, I had a robot with a turning hoop on his head. Really? What kind of robot was that?
That's pretty cool.
We would try to wrap clackers around people when they ran. Wouldn't those be called trappers?
And a table full of shouting, laughing kids once turned any afternoon into a full-blown tournament. Hungry hippos charged onto the scene with a burst of energy that few could resist. The rules were easy to grasp. Slam your lever as fast as possible and hope your hungry hippo scooped up more marbles than the rest.
It was by accident.
Beneath all the laughter and commotion, sharp reflexes, quick timing, and sharp focus often separated the winners from the rest.
And they still
Part
make
race,
that.
part strategy, and full of hilarious chaos, the game quickly became a fixture at birthday parties, rainy
Yes, they just
afternoons,
showed the pickup
and
sticks.
lively family gatherings. The noisy scramble of marbles across the board and the rapid pounding of tiny hands still bring back images of rooms filled with cheers and good-natured rivalry.
We still have board games here. Candyland is one of them that we still have. As a matter of fact, we have 2 crates of games. And a lot of them are old that you can't find anymore. And we still play them.
I played jacks a lot. Yeah, so did we. We used to bet for money.
You sure did. Yep. Chinese checkers, we have that. Me and every now and then, me and Des will either play Chinese checkers or chess.
Hungry hippos embodied what playful afternoons were all about. Noisy, unpredictable, and packed with moments when the real prize wasn't the win, but the pure joy of the chase itself. Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls.
I had Andy.
What could ever replace the feeling of a soft, floppy doll tucked under your arm on a rainy afternoon?
So, question: what is worse to step on, original metal jacks or Legos?
The freaking Beetle
Ooh,
Jacks.
that's a good
Holy
question.
crap.
But see, if you step on a Lego, it hurts just as bad.
Those metal jacks that go in your foot.
Oh yeah, but so can
I remember slipping on those and falling.
you never slipped on one?
Yes, a couple times.
Did you?
know.
Yeah, because oh, that's a good question though.
Even best of the same thing. Jacks hand down.
Christina said, did anybody ever play that card game Miles Home? It was a card game that was like a racing game, and I forgot what country it was from. I love that. I think from France.
I think so.
I never heard of that game.
Marbles. I used to love marbles.
And we still play Uno. So yeah, we still play Uno. I remember Baby Alive.
They still have Baby Alive. It's just more expensive.
Carol said the Metal Jacks.
Mhm.
Yes, and the old marble game, which they still play. Lego has come a long way, and that is still going today. Now, Lego is a billion-dollar business. Believe that. That is a billion-dollar business now, Lego. Can anyone remember Rubber Bobbling Puppet that looked a bit like Slimer from Ghostbusters? We put them in cupboards at school and scared the teachers. PDX said both because when my parents would step on one, they'd throw it at me. So I think I got hurt the most. And the Lego logs, yes, that's another one that they I think they still make the Lego logs too.
Lincoln.
Oh, the Lego Lincoln logs.
Raggedy Ann and Andy, with their bright red yarn hair and stitched smiles, offered more than just comfort. They brought the warmth of familiar days into every child's world. Their gentle faces and handmade charm quickly turned them into trusted companions, standing ready to share secrets, adventures, and even quiet tears.
Cupboards.
Through every storybook page, the bond between these characters and young dreamers only grew deeper, threading tenderness into every playtime hour. As the years passed and toys became noisier and more high-tech, something continued to feel deeply moving about.
You ever cut tips
A
off
doll
your shoestrings
that asked for no screens,
Then
no sounds,
ink pen
only an
apart?
open heart
Shoot.
and a pair of eager arms.
Uh-uh.
Raggedy
I've never
Ann and
done that.
Andy's lasting presence
I just
speaks
take
to a
out
universal truth,
Pens and with
the basic
toys.
human longing for friendship and care,
Out of 'em.
lovingly stitched into cotton and thread.
Arm. I got trouble for that.
Weebles,
There they
little
are.
figures
There's
with rounded
Weebles.
bottoms and endless smiles once filled playrooms with the gentle lesson that falling wasn't failing. Weebles, those wobbling wonders from Hasbro, embodied the spirit of resilience with every cheerful tilt and bounce. Their egg-shaped design made toppling impossible, sparking constant laughter as they rocked, rolled,
Copper ball.
but always found their way upright again. In an era gradually turning toward flashing screens and electronic diversions,
had the
Weebles provided
Clover.
a different kind of delight.
Oh yeah. I guess Annabelle didn't get the memo on how to be nice. Ain't that the truth?
Showing that persistence could be lively and that balance sometimes meant moving with the flow. Youngsters discovered a quiet reassurance in their determination, a steady message woven into each playful
Uncle
sway.
Zork, welcome to the chat.
Though newer toys now dazzle with lights and sounds,
Didn't fall down.
the image of a
true.
Weeble wobbling upright still
I wibble
feels
not while I'm
strikingly
pregnant.
familiar to those who grew up with them.
Didn't fall down.
Their charm has lasted, not because of complexity or innovation, but because of the comfort in seeing something
That's it.
refuse to stay
You
down,
do.
no matter how many times it tipped. The Bionic Woman doll.
I definitely remember this. The Bionic. I actually remember the series, The Bionic Woman and the $6 Million Man, and I had both of those dolls. Well, my sister Maggie had the Bionic Woman, and I had the $6 Million Man doll.
Who says the strongest heroes always wore capes or carried shields? The Bionic Woman doll stepped into toy boxes with a quiet kind of power.
Who in the chat can name who played the Bionic Woman? I know the name. Let's see if anybody in the chat can remember who played the Bionic Woman. And if you can remember who played her, who played the $6 Million Man? And I'll give you a hint on him. He also played the Fall Guy.
Offering children a different vision of what courage could look like. Modeled after Hami Summers.
Linda Evans, no. But Lindsay Wagner, yes.
The television icon whose strength was matched
Linda Evans was an actress that played on Dynasty.
only by her resilience. This figure stood apart from the glittery toys crowding the shelves. She wasn't about ball gowns or enchanted
Yes, Lee Majors.
accessories. She was about action, intelligence, and grit. Holding the Bionic Woman felt like embracing a promise that bravery could wear many faces.
Hey, Jason, that's
and that
okay.
real-life hero.
You don't have to remember. We're just going down memory lane ourselves because these are just toys that, you'll never see again in some cases. And it's so fun to just go down memory lane every now and then to your childhood, which is why I wanted to do this.
Were just as powerful as those drawn in comic books.
Yes, Steve.
Beyond her fascinating bionic abilities, she encouraged youngsters to dream of futures where determination and compassion worked side by side. While modern trends often favor louder, tech-savvy characters, the influence of the Bionic...
You know what? I did too. When I would always be right in front of that TV when she would come on. I had a crush on Lindsay Wagner. I had a crush on Barbara Eden. I had a crush on Catwoman. I've got to remember I was a kid, so I just had a crush on everybody.
I bet you Beth says she had a crush on Lee Majors. Hey, Boomer!
Boomer D, how are you doing?
Bionic Woman endures, offering a meaningful lesson that true strength is often revealed through perseverance, integrity, and an unshakable spirit.
I definitely had a crush on Linda Carter. Wonder Woman. And then, remember a show back in the day, Almighty Isis? That chick too. She just recently passed away. But I had a crush on her too. That chick that played Isis.
Fisher-Price Medical Kit. Small plastic tools and a red case once opened a whole new world where healing was an everyday adventure.
They still make that today. The Fisher-Price Medical Kit.
Did you have Action Man? Over there, I guess you would name G.I. Joe. Yes.
Yes, G.I. Joe. Yes, I had the one with the Kung Fu grip. I had the G.I. Joe that had the hole in the eye where you could see through his eyes, see what he's looking at. And most of the time, it would be blurry, like my eye is right now, because I got bad cataracts. But that's how I would see it.
The Fisher-Price Medical Kit gave children the chance to step into the roles of doctors and nurses, gently introducing the spirit of caregiving through playful moments. With tiny stethoscopes, toy thermometers, and friendly syringes, the set turned living rooms into...
I remember all of them. Donny Osmond, David Cassidy, and Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett was only famous for that one song he did about dancing. But he was a teen idol, and he couldn't dance. But it's okay. It was the fact that he looked good, and that's what sold him.
Eddie, what about Joan off of Happy Days? Joni.
Joni from Happy Days? She was cute. But I was much older then.
I thought Fonzie was hot.
Yeah, she was cute. Joni, Erin Morgan. She was cute. Erin Morgan was cute. Sad that she had passed on also. Eddie, what about oh my gosh, I had that exact medical kit from Fisher-Price.
Makeshift clinics, where stuffed animals and dolls became eager patients. Every bandaged teddy and carefully
Oh, you met
examined
Penny Marshall.
companion reflected more than pretend play.
Did you know that Penny Marshall and Gary Marshall were related? Gary Marshall was the producer of the show. And people used to say that Penny Marshall and Gary Marshall were married. No, Penny Marshall and Gary Marshall were brother and sister. That's the real on that. They weren't married. They were brother and sister.
Graph.
Spirograph. I remember that. And Etch-a-Sketch. Remember that? Etch-a-Sketch from Ohio Arts. See, you got to remember, me and Jim, we love collecting old stuff. And we got a bunch of stuff in the garage. One of these days, I'm gonna do a little show and tell and show you more stuff that we have besides the 8-track tapes we have and old albums that I collect, because I collect records.
Walkie-talkie.
You know, walkie-talkies, stereos, you name it, I have it.
It nurtured early lessons in compassion, patience, and attentiveness. The medical kit taught youngsters that offering help and comfort could be a joyful part of growing up. While modern playthings often favor screens and rapid action, the enduring charm of a small doctor's bag reflects a truth that the instinct to care, to mend, and to offer support takes root through the simplest gestures and the gentlest acts of play. Have you held on to any of your old toys after all these years?
Hello, professional parents.
Starsky and Hutch toy cars.
Anybody remember Starsky and Hutch?
Oh, I love Starsky.
We got the whole series. Well, actually, we don't have the whole series. You can watch some of the series here on YouTube, of course, of Starsky and Hutch. But I loved Starsky and Hutch, Beretta. I love those shows.
Sliding across wooden floors and weaving between furniture legs, a little red and white car once carried the dreams of countless young drivers chasing adventure. Starsky and Hutch toy cars, with their bold racing stripes and tough die-cast frames, turned ordinary afternoons into high-speed escapes. Modeled after the famous Ford Gran Torino from the hit TV series, these miniature machines didn't just roll, they roared through living rooms and backyards, powered by the...
Believe it or not, Everyday Treasure, my dad had a replica of the car. Horn and all.
Oh, really?
Horn and all. It got destroyed from a tornado. A big.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. You all told me.
Landed on it and destroyed it. I had never seen a grown man cry before. He cried.
Your mom told me that.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy Island. I used to love that show. The plane. The plane. You would be a great tattoo. I'm just playing, baby. It's not because you're short. Well, it is because you're short. But
endless creativity of children.
I love Chips.
Every skid, every screeching.
Chips was a great show, and it still is. We watch a lot of the reruns. The Chips. As a matter of fact, if y'all got Me TV,
everything's on.
Everything is on there basically. I don't think Starsky and Hutch is on there though. They just recently took Beretta off. Maybe it might be, but they had Beretta on there and they took it off. You never know. Magnum PI was a good show. Yes, it was.
Halt. Every collision with a makeshift barricade pulled the action straight out of television. And
you know, if Chips was about two black cops.
Car 54 was an awesome show.
If Chips was about two black cops, would it be called Chocolate Chips?
Into everyday life.
I'm so sorry.
Beyond all the mock car chases, these vehicles became beloved
possessions. Kojak. I remember Kojak.
Reminders of afternoons spent racing against invisible foes.
Barney Miller was my favorite show. And Fish, the guy that played Fish, the detective, he actually, as a matter of fact, when they did Barney Miller, they gave him his own show called Fish. And that show only lasted a season, but it was hilarious.
Long after the shows ended and new toys arrived, the sight of those classic stripes still sparks a grin, recalling a time when all you needed for a full-speed adventure was a smooth floor, a trusty car,
love Taxi,
and the boundless spirit of play. Wooly Willy, is there anything more quietly satisfying than pulling a tiny
Welcome Back, Carter was my favorite show. As a matter of fact, that show launched a lot of careers for a few people, John Travolta being one of
It would be.
Magnetic wand across a smiling face and creating a masterpiece of wild hair and beards, Wooly Willy turned a humble toy into a playground for ideas. Each careful sweep of the wand brought new characters to life.
I remember
Sometimes looking
that.
serious, other times absolutely ridiculous, all
If you bought somebody that toy right there, that would show how cheap you really was.
shaped by magnetic filings and a steady hand. His wide-eyed, inviting face encouraged endless tinkering, where every quirky design felt like a
I remember
brand new
Stomper.
creation. Without flashing screens or complex setups,
Uh-oh.
Wooly Willy offered a hands-on
Ta-da.
experience that celebrated patience and creativity.
Oh.
It was the kind of pastime you could hold close, letting a few simple strokes transform an empty face into something entirely your own. Every uneven mustache
Look at
or
this
towering
clown.
hairstyle became a small victory over dull afternoons, while modern shelves now burst with noise and dazzling lights. Wooly Willy quietly stood apart, showing that real satisfaction can come from the smallest acts of play.
I loved Welcome Back, Carter.
Ants in the pants. Laughter once bounced off the walls as tiny plastic ants were launched into the air, all aiming for an
I remember
oversized
Ants in the
pair of
Pants, too.
pants. Ants in the Pants took a basic idea and turned it into a whirlwind of cheerful chaos, blending quick hands, lucky shots,
Yes.
and plenty of shouting into every round. With only a pile of springy ants and a target, it welcomed youngsters and grown-ups alike into moments of pure, light-hearted competition.
How many of y'all in there remember Captain Kangaroo? I used to love Captain Kangaroo. That was one of my favorite shows. Leave It to Be. My favorite episode on there was when he didn't get mad, but he was a little upset with Beaver. And his wife goes, it made me laugh because this is how she said it. She was like, honey, don't you think you really a little too hard on the Beaver? I'm like, if only she knew what was going through my head.
Each perfect flip earned cheers, and every
What's Happening was a fun show. That and Good Times. The Jeffersons, yes. Hi Ho Cheerios. Who used the Ouija board? I did once. I'll never do it again. Put it like that. It was a one and done.
missed attempt sparked even more giggles across the
Reading Rainbow. I used to love the song.
That's one.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. I can do anything.
Poncho said, nice beaver. Thanks. I had it stuffed yesterday.
room. No elaborate setup, no buzzing screens, just fast action, endless attempts, and a lot of spirited noise.
It sure was.
Whether
Jimmy
during
Walker.
family gatherings, rainy afternoons, or neighborhood play dates, this lively little game always found a way to steal the spotlight. Ants in the Pants showed that the greatest joys often came from the most hands-on challenges, fueled entirely by
Yes.
laughter and quick
You
thinking.
big dummy.
Super Spirograph.
There's
Delicate
Spirograph.
swirls, endless loops, and hypnotic patterns once unfolded across sheets of paper with just a few turns of a plastic gear and a pen. The Super Spirograph wasn't merely a way to pass time. It offered a space where art and precision could intertwine through graceful curves and geometric beauty. Youngsters became designers of intricate forms, each spin crafting something far beyond a casual sketch.
This game right here got my cousin into drafting to be an architect. And this is a game that actually started it. I remember this plain as day when we were kids. And he would do this spirograph every day when he got into high school,
Don't
he was learning trigonometry, and now he's an architect. And it all started with this game, Spirograph.
Everyday Church said, "Don't judge me," but I had the MC Hammer pants.
Did you? Stop. Hammer time.
Did you do the dance?
With every
Yeah,
glide
did
of
you
the
do the
pen,
dance?
they encountered lessons in balance, proportion, and structured creativity, often without even noticing. The click and slide of the gears created a steady rhythm, a soft, absorbing cadence that tied thought to movement. While screens eventually flickered into homes and technology grew louder, the quiet satisfaction of drawing glowing, complex patterns by hand never truly faded. The Super Spirograph demonstrated that with patience, curiosity, and the humblest of tools, beauty could emerge naturally, blending art and mathematics into something both mesmerizing and enduring. Even today, those intricate designs carry a sense of wonder, quietly echoing a time when creativity didn't rely on apps or algorithms.
Yeah, these were pretty
It was
pricey.
simply about imagination, a steady hand, and the simple joy of watching a blank page come alive under your fingertips. Mickey Mouse Disney Dancer Toy. Does anything capture childhood wonder quite like the sight of Mickey Mouse twirling with a simple push?
Everyday Church said, "I was fresh as heck." Hey, Tired.
How you doing, Tired? Joyful Steph said, my oldest sis had MC Hammer pants, parachute pants, red and black ones. I used to wear parachute pants too, especially when I used to break dance. I sure did. I will admit that. Actually, I had a parachute outfit. I had the jacket and the pants.
The Mickey Mouse Disney Dancer toy spun its way into children's hearts, turning living rooms into miniature stages of wonder and delight.
Tired said, I am.
With just a gentle push, Mickey would sway and spin, carrying with
I'm
him all
glad
the
you made
whimsy
your way
and timeless
inside here.
spirit that Walt Disney dreamed of
Thank you so
sharing
much
with the
for being
world.
here, Tired.
No batteries, no screens, only the joyful movement that seemed to breathe life into a tiny figure. Holding that toy felt like cradling a piece of a bigger story, one that reached far beyond television sets and theme park gates. Every little dance showed that pure happiness didn't need flashing lights or loud fanfare.
Now, this toy right here, if you bought these, if you have them, they are a collector's item. You should look them up, and they're very pricey.
It could live beautifully in the simplest moments. While modern Disney adventures have grown larger and more
We
elaborate,
appreciate the
the
support,
charm of
Tired.
that dancer still lingers.
Mona said, I had a guitar for Christmas, but the Boxing Day, apparently a elf didn't put it together right, so it was sent back to Santa and Lapland to be fixed.
Tomy pocket games. Small enough to slip into a pocket,
I
but
remember
big
those.
enough to hold a child's full attention. Tomy pocket games brought a world of challenge wherever you went. With a few flicks, tilts, and
That's a bubble
twists,
one.
these clever little puzzles
I remember those.
turned car rides,
Green
waiting rooms, and rainy afternoons into miniature adventures. No batteries were needed. No glowing screens demanded attention. Just the satisfying click of a marble settling into
Man,
place,
that poker
or
one
a
I
ball
really
landing
had.
exactly where it
That
should.
poker right there. My mom
Every
used to play
completed
that.
puzzle sparked a small triumph, rewarding patience and steady hands
I had
in a
that.
way few gadgets could match. Youngsters learned quickly that real satisfaction often came from persistence rather than flashiness.
Open.
These handheld companions offered a kind of fun that moved at its own pace, inviting kids to slow down and savor the challenge. Today's portable entertainment hums with digital noise, yet the tactile pleasure of mastering a Tomy pocket game still holds a quiet kind of charm. They still stand as a testament to a time when creativity, focus, and a few well-placed moves were all it took to turn idle minutes into
It sure
memorable
don't.
adventures. Quick
Quick
shot
shot.
shoot.
I remember
What if
quick
all
shot.
it took to become the fastest draw in town was a toy revolver and a few pop-up targets? Quick shot shoot made that dream a reality, turning everyday spaces into dusty frontier towns filled with daring shootouts and quick draws.
We had that game.
Armed with a plastic revolver and a set of pop-up targets, kids tested their reflexes, sharpened their aim, and fueled their sense of play, all in the name of friendly rivalry.
Machine one.
Each clattering hit brought a flash of pride,
I am a
while
teacher.
every
Talking
missed
side
shot
by side.
pushed young gunslingers to focus harder and react quicker. No flashing screens,
Shotguns,
no
yes.
buzzing gadgets,
Please drop-
only the pure challenge of timing, coordination,
Turbo tops.
Yeah.
and perseverance.
Stop.
Quick Shot Shoot
I do
wasn't merely
remember
about
those.
knocking down
And they
targets.
still make some spin
It offered a
tops.
small but real feeling of achievement with every successful round.
Mhm.
Gaming has shifted toward high-definition graphics and immersive headsets, yet ducking behind a couch and facing down imaginary outlaws still brings a grin. This toy stands as a lively tribute to the days when the fastest hand and the sharpest eye ruled the living room battlefield. Tomy Tutor Typer. Every future tech whiz had to start somewhere, and sometimes it all began with a clunky little toy that clicked and clacked like a typewriter on a mission. The Tomy Tutor Typer turned learning into something playful, offering kids their first taste of typing words into existence with the satisfying pop of every key. Long before computer screens became part of daily life,
I had the pack.
this colorful machine opened the door to spelling, literacy, and the idea that pressing buttons could shape thoughts into sentences.
Nope, I never heard
It wasn't
that.
sleek or fast, but it was sturdy, cheerful, and endlessly patient. A gentle coach wrapped in plastic and enthusiasm. Each letter that appeared wasn't just practice. It felt like building a
that
bridge
3
to
times?
a world that was rapidly
Tommy's
racing
doing it.
toward digital
Tommy's-
frontiers.
You can't.
While
Tommy's
today's
doing
learning
it.
tools have evolved into apps and interactive screens,
Tommy's tutor type.
Tommy's Tutor Typer. Tommy's Tutor Typer. That's actually a little hard to say fast.
the humble tutor typer still holds a warm place in the story of how youngsters once learned to command language with their own 2 hands. It celebrated the wonder of creation during a time when typing was still
Dashlyn,
an
how are you
exciting,
doing?
brand new adventure.
Skinner.
Baby Come Back.
Hey, El
Baby
Skinner, how
Come
are
Back
you
stood out
doing?
as one of the earliest glimpses into interactive play, where a
Rubber
simple
band.
press of a button
Yes.
sparked
No.
real movement and real connection.
Tongue twister type.
This doll did more than entertain.
It is a
It
tongue
made
twister.
children feel seen, their care and attention answered by a tiny mechanical gesture.
Oh, that is awesome.
At a time when most toys were silent and still,
He said,
Baby
"Everyone, I
Come
can't
Back
subscribe. I
quietly
want to
hinted at a
subscribe, but now
future
I
where
have
toys would
47.
respond and engage,
That is great.
bridging playfulness and
Awesome.
reality. Its crawling
If you guys
motion was
haven't
delicate.
subscribed to Dashlyn, please go by and
Yeah,
check
go
him
by
out.
and check
Subscribe.
out Dashland's channel. Dashland does the same thing that we do, just like his name says. Go by, check him out, give him a comment, watch his video, and
Subscribe to him.
subscribe to him. Good people, good people.
That's awesome.
Almost tentative, yet it inspired a sense of awe that no flashy gadget could replicate. Watching
That's
the doll
great,
creep
Dash
forward
Lab.
brought young caretakers a feeling of accomplishment, as if their nurturing had
Did we get Dust one of those?
I don't remember that. I remember the song though. Baby, come back.
Remember it used to
You
come
can blame it all on me. There was something.
Horse on a stick. I know. Those were fun back in your imagination.
We were just listening to that song the other day
But
by Player. Baby, come back. Remember that song? Baby, come back. One hit wonder right there. I
yeah,
was
but
wrong.
we had an imagination, but you had no choice but to have an imagination back then.
Yep.
Nowadays it's
Now it's
coded.
beyond your imagination.
See what I'm saying? They keep the kids
somehow
going.
Yeah.
made the toy come alive. While today's shelves are packed with smart toys and sophisticated robotics, Baby Come Back holds its place as a pioneer, proving that the bond between a youngster
Des
and
did
their
have one of
playthings
those.
doesn't need digital sophistication to feel real. With each slow crawl across the floor, this modest creation taught little ones that affection, patience, and gentle encouragement could turn the ordinary into something truly
I do remember
unforgettable.
those, yes.
1970s gadgets every kid dreamed of having. Want to travel back to the groovy 70s when lava lamps glowed and disco ruled? Join us
I
as we
remember Big
unveil
Wheels.
20 iconic toys and gadgets that shaped modern tech. From handheld games to stretchy superheroes, let's rediscover the magic of 70s nostalgia. Speak and Spell.
I remember Speak and Spell.
Speak and Spell's claim to fame was its ability to talk. Using a then cutting-edge speech synthesis chip, it could pronounce words, letters, and even give instructions. For kids in the 70s, this was like magic. Suddenly, learning to spell wasn't just about memorizing words on a page. It was an interactive experience with a talking robot tutor. The toy itself had a simple design: a keyboard, a speaker, and a display screen. Kids would type in words, and Speak and Spell would
Yes, it
pronounce
did.
them, providing
Fast
instant
Kids,
feedback
they
and
definitely
encouragement.
did.
It also offered various games and activities to make learning fun and engaging.
They still make lava lamps. If you go to like Spencer's, I wonder if there are any Spencer stores around.
Yeah.
Or a Hot Tropic
In the mall.
in the mall.
So,
Okay. Yeah, if there's if
Tesla, I had a Miss Beasley doll.
I remember Miss Beasley. Wasn't Miss Beasley from Family Affair? If I'm not mistaken, it was. That was Jody.
His son said, didn't E.T. use this to call home?
Yeah.
He did.
Speak and Spell's popularity skyrocketed after it made a cameo appearance in the iconic movie E.T.
There's your answer.
Suddenly, everyone wanted to have their own talking spelling machine, just like the lovable alien. But Speak and Spell's impact went beyond its entertainment value. It was a pioneer in speech synthesis technology, paving the way for future developments in voice-activated devices and educational tools. The TMS5100 chip that powered Speak and Spell became a standard in early speech synthesis, influencing the development of countless products that followed. Speak and Spell's success can be attributed to its clever combination of education and entertainment. It made learning fun and accessible, and its innovative use of technology made it stand out from the crowd. Merlin. Merlin was more than just a game. It was an experience. It featured a grid of LEDs that lit up in various patterns, creating a mesmerizing display of lights and sounds. The game offered 6 different game modes, each with its own unique challenges and rules. Players used buttons to input commands and interact with the game, making it a truly interactive experience. Merlin's success was phenomenal. It sold a staggering 5 million units in its initial run, becoming one of the hottest toys of the late 70s. Its popularity stemmed from its ability to appeal to a wide range of ages and skill levels. The games were easy to learn, but offered enough depth to keep players engaged for hours.
I don't know a lot about my childhood.
Merlin's innovative use of LEDs and sound effects added to its charm. The mesmerizing light patterns and catchy tunes created an immersive experience that drew players in and kept them coming back for more. One of Merlin's most memorable features was the secret sound it produced when you pressed all the buttons together. It was a hidden Easter egg that delighted players and added a touch of mystery to the game. If you remember that iconic sound, be sure to let us know in the comments below.
I got one for Christmas and it's really cool.
Pocket Fisherman. It's the 70s, and
I
you're a
remember
kid
that.
itching to join the grown-ups on their fishing trips,
I never
but you're
went
too
fishing,
young.
No.
Then,
I used to
bam,
watch my uncle.
the pocket fisherman hits the
Uncle
scene,
Bob go fishing.
and suddenly,
And I remember
you're part of the action.
pocket
This
fishing.
ingenious little gadget looked like a real fishing rod, just shrunk down to fit in your pocket. It had a telescoping rod, a working reel, and even came with tiny lures. Kids went crazy for it because it wasn't just playing pretend. It felt like the real deal. You could cast, reel, and even catch fish, though they were usually plastic ones that came with the set. The pocket fisherman was a stroke of genius because it tapped into that universal childhood desire to be like the grown-ups. It was also incredibly clever in its design, making it portable and easy for kids to take anywhere. Plus, let's be real, it was a lifesaver for parents who wanted to keep their kids entertained without breaking the bank. Back then, the Pocket Fisherman was a steal, costing around $10 to $15. And guess what? You can still snag one today, though it'll set you back about $35. So, if you missed out on this iconic toy as a kid, now's your chance to relive that 70s magic and finally reel in your childhood dream.
Wow.
Mattel Electronic Football.
I used to have one of those.
Imagine a time before smartphones and fancy gaming consoles. Back then, Mattel Electronic Football was the cutting edge of portable entertainment. It was a small rectangular device with a red LED display that showed a simplified football field and players. You controlled a single running back, trying to weave your way past defenders and score a touchdown. The controls were basic, just a few buttons for moving left, right, and forward, and another for passing or kicking. But don't underestimate the depth of this game. It required strategy, timing, and quick reflexes to outmaneuver the opposing team. Mattel Electronic Football was a sensation for a reason. It was the first time many people had experienced a truly portable electronic game. You could take it anywhere, play it anytime, and it was incredibly engaging. Kids would spend hours huddled over the glowing red screen, trying to beat their high
I
scores
used to have
or
the
challenge
football
their
one
friends.
and the basketball.
It was the kind of game that could turn anyone into a football fanatic, even if they didn't know a touchdown from a field goal. The game's simplicity was a key part of its appeal. It was easy to learn, but mastering it took practice and skill. And that's what made it so addictive. You could always try to improve your score, find new ways to juke past defenders, or perfect your passing game. Atari Pong. Pong's origins are surprisingly humble. Atari co-founder Nolan Bushnell assigned Alcorn the task of creating a simple tennis game as a way to learn the ropes of game development. Little did they know that the seemingly simple project would become a cultural phenomenon. Pong's gameplay was deceptively simple. Two players controlled paddles on either side of the screen, trying to hit a square ball back and forth. The goal was to score points by getting the ball past your opponent's paddle. Despite its minimalistic graphics and basic controls, Pong was incredibly addictive. The back-and-forth volleys, the satisfying sound of the paddle hitting the ball, and the competitive spirit it ignited made it an instant hit in arcades and bars across the country. Pong's success wasn't just about the gameplay. It was about the social experience it created. People would gather around the Pong machine, cheering, jeering, and challenging each other to matches. It was a game that brought people together, fostering a sense of community and friendly competition. Pulsar. Released in 1979, Pulsar was a unique and captivating experience that stood out in a crowded arcade scene with its innovative gameplay and immersive sound and light effects. Pulsar's gameplay was a clever blend of puzzle solving and action. Players controlled a tank in a top-down view maze with the objective of collecting keys to unlock the next level. The catch?
Yeah, I've never played that.
The maze was constantly changing, with walls appearing and disappearing at regular intervals, keeping players on their toes and requiring quick thinking and adaptability. The game also featured 3 types of enemy tanks that roamed the maze, shooting at the player's tank whenever it crossed their line of fire. To replenish their fuel, players had to strategically destroy these enemies, adding another layer of challenge to the game. Pulsar's visuals and sound effects were a major part of its appeal. The game used vibrant colors and flashing lights to create a sense of urgency and excitement.
Yes.
The sound effects, including the tank's engine, the firing of lasers, and the explosions of enemy tanks, added to the immersive experience, making players feel like they were truly in the heart of a futuristic tank battle. Pulsar's success can be attributed to its innovative gameplay and its ability to capture the imagination of players. The constantly changing maze kept the...
I used to like Tron, Galaga. As a matter of fact, we have those games too here, because now you can get those games, those classic games. Missile Command, man, there was so many of those old games I used to love. Pac-Man is still the game.
My daughter's favorite game.
Game fresh and challenging, while the tank combat added an element
Centipede,
of
I used to love
excitement and
Centipede.
danger. The game's unique blend of puzzle solving and action made it a hit with both casual and hardcore gamers.
Your dad got one as a gift?
Wow, that's
Kodak Pocket Instamatic Camera. Before
That's
the
a
Pocket
classic right
Instamatic,
there.
photography was often seen as a hobby for enthusiasts with bulky, complicated cameras.
Just had that camera
But
in my
Kodak
hand.
changed all that with its sleek, compact design and user-friendly features.
what you have.
The Pocket
We got one in
Instamatic was
the
designed for
garage.
portability. It could easily slip into a pocket or purse, making it the perfect companion for capturing everyday moments, vacations, and special occasions. Kodak also simplified the film loading process with its innovative 126 film cartridges. These cartridges were drop-in ready, eliminating the fumbling and frustration often associated with traditional roll film.
Paperboy was my
While the Pocket Instamatic didn't
Oh, I
offer
love
instant
Paperboy.
prints like Polaroids,
favorite game.
it made developing photos easier and more convenient. The 126 cartridges could be dropped off at photo labs or even mailed in for processing, making it a breeze to get your hands on those cherished memories. The Pocket Instamatic's impact on photography was immense. It democratized the art of capturing moments, allowing everyone, regardless of their technical expertise, to document their
Donkey
lives
Kong
and
was
share
another
their
good game.
experiences with others. Big Wheels.
Oh, I used to love
The Big Wheel's design was simple, yet brilliant. Its most striking feature was its massive front wheel, which gave it a low center of gravity and made it incredibly stable and easy to maneuver. This made it a safer alternative to traditional tricycles, especially
We did that they don't do nowadays.
You know what though, on these big wheels, we used to flip them upside down because the plastic wheel would get flat and have a hole in it. So we had this hill in Akron. It was a street called East Crozier. It was a steep hill, and so we would take the big wheel and flip it upside down and ride on it down the hill. It was so fun.
That's what we did. Cadillac Hill.
for
Dig Dug. I remember Dig Dug too. Regina, hello, welcome. I remember Dig Dug. Hazel said, just a tech thing. Sometimes it's hard to hear Jen. She needs her own mic. Yeah, I know. It's because she's a little short. One of these days, we're actually going to work on just getting the headset microphones, and she would have one, I would have one, and have the microphone with it. Then that way you can hear both of us.
younger children who were still developing their balance and coordination. But the Big Wheel wasn't just about safety, it was about fun. The large front wheel and low-slung design allowed kids to lean into turns and experience a thrilling sense of speed and control. It was the perfect vehicle for neighborhood races, sidewalk adventures, and imaginative play. The Big Wheel's popularity soared in the 70s, thanks in part to its affordability. It was a toy that most families could afford, making it
Wow.
accessible to
That's a
kids from all
throwback by
walks of
itself.
life. Its sturdy plastic construction also meant that it could withstand the bumps and bruises of childhood play, ensuring that it would provide years of
Always
enjoyment.
wanted the green machine, but never got
Do you
it.
still have any of these gadgets tucked away in the attic?
Proud Mary.
Show us your vintage treasures in the comments. Simon. Launched in
We should talk about
1978
Simon.
by Milton Bradley, Simon quickly became a household name. Its simple yet addictive gameplay captivated people of all ages. It was one of the first home consoles to use interchangeable cartridges, which
Atari
meant you weren't limited to
2600.
just a
We
few
just talked
built-in
about this
games.
earlier.
You could buy new cartridges with all sorts of different games, from sports and racing to space adventures and puzzles. This opened up a whole new world of possibilities for home entertainment. The Atari 2600's game library was legendary. It featured iconic titles like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Donkey
Here's
Kong,
Missile
and
Command.
Pitfall.
That's the game I used to play right there. Missile Command, Space Invaders, Warlords, um, Asteroids. There was another one though that I used to play. It's on the tip of my tongue. It was on
What's the name of them?
well, there they are right there. Because there was only a few. I had almost all of them, but there was only a few that I would play. And it's not on here. Then maybe it wasn't from Atari.
Many of which are still recognized and enjoyed today. These games were simple by today's standards, but they were incredibly addictive and captured the imaginations of a generation. The
It was a
console's
good game,
success
too.
wasn't just about the games, it was also about its accessibility. The Atari 2600 was relatively affordable, making it a viable option for many families. It was also easy to set up and play, even for those who weren't tech-savvy. The Atari 2600's impact on the gaming industry cannot be overstated.
Why can't you just say Atari 2600?
It popularized home console gaming, paving the way for the countless consoles that followed. Lite-Brite.
Oh,
It consisted of a black screen with hundreds of tiny holes and a light source behind it. Kids would insert colorful plastic pegs into the holes, creating glowing designs that seemed to shimmer and dance in the dark.
Okay. Well, I think we've seen enough of that. Because this is basically starting itself all over again. And now we're just gonna go back to reading the chat. I mean, I just wanted to go down memory lane and you know, it just brings back so much. Keith said there was this tube of gooey chemicals where you'd put some of on the end of a straw and blow a bubble
Yeah,
that would drop. I remember that.
cool.
I can't think of the name of that stuff.
They come out like a rubbery.
Pancho said I had blisters on my thumbs from Atari. Yeah, I did too. Because I lived on that Atari game. I lived on that. Christina said, I love that other one. I don't know what you call it, but it was a maze, and there was a little stick figure guy, and you had to run away for those electric bolts before you got electrocuted. What is that? That game does sound familiar. We made our own go-karts over here in the UK. My dad made us one out of wood and old palm wheels and just a bit of rope to steer with. No brakes, LOL. I don't know what you call them over there. Go-karts. We call them the exact same thing, go-karts. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was living in Akron, when we were living in Akron, Ohio. Akron, Ohio is also, besides being the rubber capital of the world that it used to be, it's also the home for the All-American Soapbox Derby. And they still hold the Soapbox Derby to this day. And it's amazing, amazing show. As a matter of fact, let me look that up because you can see for yourself. The Soapbox Derby. Here it is. Okay, so let me go on this. And I'm gonna share this. And this way you can see yourself. So let me share the screen. Check this out. This is the All-American Soapbox Derby in Akron, Ohio. Make sure the volume is on. This is the All-American Soapbox Derby. You know what? I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't want to get no copyrights. They still do this to this day in my hometown. It's the All-American Soapbox Derby. And people come from all over the world.
Almost 400 racers from across the world who are competing in the 82nd First Energy All-American Soapbox Derby, competing for a world title in 6 different divisions. And it's great to support this in our hometown. Family values, STEM education, and all the competition and good sportsmanship that we see in derby racing. Several thousand racers compete each year to earn the right to come to Akron and also learn a lot along the way.
The First Energy Young Professionals are here today at the All-American Soapbox Derby, helping out our champs in this great local event. We are here today helping out with lunch distribution for the champs. We've also helped out with, on this hot day, for hydration station, as well as helping out with volunteer check-in and check-out.
This is my 4th year volunteering. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's just a really great cause. STEM is so important, and these kids, they do compete for scholarships and things like that, and they just love it.
That is the All-American Soapbox Derby every year since back in the day. I want to say, I can't remember when it first started, but I never entered into it, but I used to watch them, and they were fun. They were a lot of fun, and they still have the Soapbox Derby to this day. It's still going on, and it would be something to watch. Let me see. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna share the screen again. This is the story of the Soapbox Derby and how it came to be. And you might like this story. So let me know what you think. Trying not to get the copyright music.
It's got the need for speed. Well, it might be a few years until you can get your driver's license and join a NASCAR team, but there is another way you could try your hand at racing now. I'm talking about the All-American Soapbox Derby. It was created in 1933 right here in Ohio.
Joyful Steph, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here.
Took a photo of some boys racing down a hill in little homemade cars. Scott noticed the cars looked to have been built using soap crates and had 4 wheels. So he dubbed the race a Soapbox Derby. Scott thought organizing the races could be a fun event, and so he talked to his boss into sponsoring a series of Soapbox Derbies during the summer of '33, as well as another race the following year. More than 300 children came out to participate, along with 40,000 people that came to watch the 1934 race.
But wait till you see the other entrants in the 1935 Derby. There'll be everything from cracker boxes to cheese boxes on wheels. Only a few short cleats until the starter's gun bangs away.
This gained the attention of the General Motors Chevrolet division, and they agreed to sponsor an annual event. With the sponsorship came a change in location for the race, signed by the residents of Dayton who were a bit annoyed by the first race's disruption. The city of Akron lobbied to host the annual event and won. It was a good fit since Akron is called the Rubber City because of their involvement in tire production. The first race in Akron took place on Talmadge Avenue in 1935. 1 year after moving
1935.
Both Chevrolet and the city of Akron believed that a permanent track to hold the Derby races was needed.
Like a ride down the track. All right, let's go.
With the help of the Works Progress Administration, Derby Downs was built in 1936 in Akron. The Works Progress Administration, or the WPA, was part of President Roosevelt's New Deal program to help the country after the economic destruction caused by the Great Depression. The WPA employed men without jobs to work on projects for the community. The WPA even included artists to design posters like this one for the races. Pretty cool that the kids' races were able to create jobs and make people smile during some difficult weeks. Since 1933, there have only been a few times when the races hadn't taken place.
I remember those candy bubblegum cigarettes. You know what, Em? I think they still make some of those too. I've seen some at our gas stations here.
Started mainly as a sport for boys, the race opened up to girls in 1971. And it was only a few years later, in 1975, when Karen Steed from Pennsylvania was the first girl to win the All-American Soapbox Derby. Over the years, a few things have changed. The cars are not made from soapboxes for one thing. They're carefully designed to meet race rules and go extra fast, but still no motors in the cars. It's all about using design and gravity going downhill to pick up speed. The Soapbox Derby has grown into a national and even international competition, but the final championship race still takes place at the All-American Derby in Akron. So no need to wait for NASCAR. You can build your own Soapbox Derby car today.
So that is the story of the All-American Soapbox Derby in Akron. Huh? Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. So I just learned myself that it was 1935 that the All-American Soapbox Derby has started. So Hazel said we had candy cigarettes as kids, but they stopped them years ago to discourage smoking. I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped a few places here in the States too, because it discourages smoking. PDX said, yes, we have those retro candy stores too, but not the same prices. Ain't that the truth? 25 cents back then to $5 today. Yeah, that's a big man. That's just and it was back then, to have a cigarette, candy cigarette, you wanted to be just like your mom or your dad, and you wanted to be cool. So they think you had a cigarette in your mouth. Angela, how are you doing? So glad you came in. Let me give you the proper welcome and give Emmy the proper welcome as well.
Acknowledge me.
A Rocket Fizz.
There you are.
And the Pop Rocks.
Yep, I remember Rocket Fizz.
Pop Rocks.
And the Pop Rocks. I remember years ago when Jody, I forgot her name. I think it's Ananisha Jones. She played Jody on Family Affair. They tried to say that she had died from drinking soda with the pocket, because it crackles in your stomach. And they tried to say she died from that. Actually, she died from a drug overdose when she was 18 years old.
Wax lips and bottles. Yeah, I used to love those. I just suck on them and then throw the bottle away.
Yeah, I remember those too. Those were good. I used to eat the wax.
I tried to. I couldn't do it.
I did. I used to eat the wax. Wax. Beeman's Clove and Blackjack. I remember that, Keith. I do remember those. And some places you can still get those. That's what's crazy. Yes, welcome all that's just joining the chat. Butterfinger candy bars. I think you got that, don't you?
What?
Butterfinger candy bars.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah.
bottle caps are still my favorite candy. I used to like the now later.
Yeah, eat some now, save some for later, now and later. Remember, that's how the commercial went. Eat some now, save some for later. Give me a second here. I was just reading something. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna show this. Thanks for sending this, M. Let me. I should have grabbed it when it
I used
came
to
up.
loved it. Candy bars. Jolly Ranchers.
They still make well the Jolly Ranchers. I love Jolly Ranchers.
I was addicted to now laters. They were like what? A nickel, 10 cents,
Mm-hmm.
$4 for $1, something like that.
Yeah.
When we were, and then remember the penny candy store? What was that 5-cent store that used to be on Main? What was that Main and Market?
I remember those. Let me put that back so that we can keep watching Manny. I want to show something that thank you, Emmy, for showing this. This is nostalgia. And I remember back in the day, they used to show things like this and they stopped. And
Okay, lunch.
hold on, let me put this, let me share the screen. Huh? Okay, Jen has to go to bed. So she says, good night, everyone. I'm I'm saying for her because she has a job that she has to do tomorrow. So I'm gonna share the screen here. And I want y'all to check this out that M just sent me here. Check this commercial out.
It's over. Now back to work. Hiya, Mr. Flintstone.
Greetings, Rocky, my boy. Pack of Winston's, please.
Ah, you like them Winston cigarettes, huh, Mr. Flintstone?
But of course, they really got something.
You bet you like. Folks who really enjoy smoking know it's what's up front that counts. And that's where Winston steps out ahead of the crowd with their exclusive filter blend. Choice golden tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoke.
Hold it.
You know what you mean?
What are you pitching Winston's at me for? You know I never smoked nothing else.
Just practicing, Mr. Flintstone. Everybody knows that.
Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Yeah.
See you soon, Rocky.
Ain't that crazy? Did y'all didn't get a chance to see that, did y'all? I'm gonna have to show that again. Now, can you see the screen? I'm gonna show that again.
Okay, lunch is over. Now back to work. Hiya, Mr. Flintstone.
Greetings,
Oh, wait a
Rocky, my
minute.
boy.
You know what? I messed up. Let me start that again. Can y'all see the screen now? Okay.
Okay, lunch is over. Now back to work. Hiya, Mr. Flintstone.
Greetings, Rocky, my boy. Pack of Winston's, please.
Oh, you like them Winston cigarettes, huh, Mr. Flintstone?
But of course, they really got something.
You bet your life. Folks who really enjoy smoking know it's what's up front that counts. And that's where Winston steps out ahead of the crowd with their exclusive filter blend. Choice golden tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoke.
Hold it.
What you mean?
What are you pitching Winston's at me for? You know I never smoked nothing else.
Just practicing, Mr. Flintstone. Everybody knows that.
Winston tastes good, like
Kind of low key want to fall asleep.
Yeah.
See you soon, Rocky.
That's funny. And it's funny because I say that because they used to pitch that, you know, kids watch, even though the Flintstones wasn't geared toward kids really, kids would see that. And there was, you know, you never see the Flintstones smoking a cigarette, but they would advertise them. So PDX, thank you for sharing that because I really forgot all about that. And that is so true. Let me see, what is this the same? No, it's not. Okay, so let me move this one. Okay, I'm gonna slide this one over. And she sent me another one. And I remember these too when I was younger, and they would show these, and I was just shocked, even as a kid, that they would show these. I think that's the wrong one. Oops. Let me get this one. Expand it. And that. And there we go. And I'll share. Okay.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Okay? How's about taking a nap?
Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
That's funny. And like I was saying, they would show those commercials, and has anybody seen the Flintstones if they smoked a cigarette at all? I don't remember seeing them smoke a cigarette. I mean, I remember like they would have the so-called rich people on that did smoke. I remember those, but not them smoking a cigarette themselves. I don't remember that. I'm just reading the chat. They are smoking, yes. The Three Musketeers candy bars, yeah. Hazel says shops here in the 70s, when they closed, they would put the cigarette machines in the doorway so people could still buy. And kids, yes. I remember that too. I used to go to the store and buy my mom and dad cigarettes for them when I was a kid. Um, Pancho said I was buying liquor and cigs for my mom when I was 10 years old. 2 packs of Pall Mall Gold and Bacardi 151 from Mr. Ed's liquor store and cigs from Barnes Grocery. I did too. I used to go buy my dad's beer and my mom and dad's cigarettes at the store when I was a kid. And back then, you was allowed to do it. And man, now that they changed the laws, you cannot do nothing like that anymore. That shows you how much times have changed, so much. Crunch candy bars. Yeah, I think they still make those. Almond Joy, and they still make those. Black kids ate Kool-Aid in baggies, and we made cinnamon oil toothpicks. You know what? I do remember that. I do remember that. I've never did it because we weren't really allowed to have a lot of sugar when we were growing up. So we didn't really always drink Kool-Aid. We really didn't. You know, um, so but yeah, there's a link in there that Amy put in. Go by and check it out. Check out that link. Well, I think that's gonna do it for me tonight. I just wanted to go down memory lane and see if any of you guys remembered any of those toys. I hope you guys had a great night. Would you like more of that? Because I love going down memory lane. I love showing old stuff. I think now that we did toys, maybe the next thing we can do is television shows. We could do that. We could also go down memory lane on songs back in the day. You know, you never know. PDX, aka Emmy, you are more than welcome. I think the next time we go down memory lane, I think we'll do old television shows. How's that sound? Because I love old television shows. And we'll even show them. And let's see who remembers them. How far back do y'all want to go? Y'all want to go to the 60s, then the 70s, 70s to the 80s? Want to do it like that? And then 80s to the 90s? We can do that. Yes, everybody go by, check out my girl Emmy and her husband J Mac. Go by, check them out, like and subscribe. Tell them that Eddie and Jen sent you and become part of her family too. As a matter of fact, before we leave, I want everybody in here to put their links in this chat. Put your links in here. Don't be shy. Put your links in. Tig said from the 60s. Adventures with Beth said from the 50s. So we know what? We'll go 50s, then we'll go 60s, then we'll go 70s, then we'll go 80s, and then we'll go 90s. This will also let us see how things had evolved over the years. You know, how time has came and gone. And that is one of the things, one of the reasons why I always say, you know, be thankful for today because tomorrow's not promised. And when you see it, it was given. PDX said, by the way, Eddie, after the new year, we are starting up Wee Woo Wednesday again. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Can you do me a favor, Emmy? Put your link in, and could you put J Mac's link in also? So I can show my brother some love too. I don't want to forget about the Mac. Bad little kids. Everybody, I want everybody to come by and check out everybody. If you can, put your links in. Go by, show each other some love because that's how I love to give back. By coming by, checking you out also. If you'll get a chance, go by, check out the video that I just recently put up called What Are You Thankful For? And it's not just myself, but other YouTubers that I've met along the way. And I asked them to give me a clip of what they were thankful for. As a matter of fact, next week, I want you to tell me what you're thankful for live. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in. I want you to come on the link and you don't have to stay. Just tell us what you're thankful for. Or if you want to put it in the chat next week, not this week, not now, but next week, put it in the chat next week and tell us what you're thankful for. Because there was a lot of people that I missed. I wish I would have gotten from this video. But you'll see people that I did get and some surprises along the way that I got. And in this way, next week, we can hear what you were thankful for. And like I said, I'll put a link in so that you can come up, tell us your name and what you're thankful for. Because next week it's not about us. It's going to be about you. Because we every time we do these, it's not always about us. It's always about you. It's because of you that we do what we do. And we love you. Love you, love you, love you. And if you'd like to be a member, all you have to do is just $2 a month. $2, $1.99. And become a member. And pretty soon, I'm going to be making members-only videos that only the members can see. And I will not post those videos until way later down the road. So I am going to be putting up some members-only videos coming very soon, sooner than you think. But in order to see them, you have to be a member. But other than that, I want you to keep coming to say hi because we love you and you love you. And that's one of the things that makes you so unique is that in order to get love, you give love. And that's what we try to do. Give it back to you any way we can. Pretty soon we're going to do another fundraiser, by the way. We're going to have not a fundraiser, but we're going to give away some more gift cards. So that's coming soon also. I'm gonna read the chat. Sub to PDX, Everyday Treasures, Hazel B. You are the man. Pancho, thank you so much for subscribing to them. Make sure you go by, check them out. PDX is always live. Go by, check out my girl Emmy. Show her some love. PDX says, shh, Beth, you're 80 years old and you think you know everything. Yes, and as my wife just said right there, we'll be sending out Christmas cards if you like one from us. But you have to, not only do you have to be a member, um, actually, we're gonna do something a little different. If you like the Christmas card from us, just let us know. Let us know if you would like a Christmas card from us, and we'll send you one. Oh, I love Christmas cards via snail mail. Hale said, I subbed to all, I hope. Angela said, Eddie, let's talk about haunted places around the world. Do you know what? That is coming up. There is a conversation I'm going to have about haunted places around the world. So we will do that. That is for sure. And we're also going to be talking about more about cryptids because I'm really into these about cryptids now. And once we make our trip back up to Akron, Ohio, I'm going to be meeting with some paranormal investigators up there, and we're gonna go to a couple places. One of them, I think, being the Akron Civic Theater. Um, it's not a definite yet, but I'll let you know once we're there. That's still a time away. But we're going to try and hit Michigan. There's a lot of places in Michigan that we want to see too. Then once we come back, year after next, we're going to go the opposite direction. And there's a lot of places that we want to go, such as Idaho, and we want to try and make our way to go see M in Oregon. So, yeah, we have a lot on our plate, but it's only as far as our vehicle will take us right now. PX says, become a member for Christmas anyways. Just do it, people. M, we love you. Everyday Treasures, we love you too, bro. Angela, Eddie, let's talk about haunted places around the world. We can. But unfortunately, tonight it's time for me to let it go, let it go, let it go. But come in next week, and we might do that too next week. We'll talk about haunted places around the world. So not just here in the US, but in the UK, and in New Zealand, in Australia, and hopefully we'll have KJ down under here also because she can tell us more too. And Tiggs in New Zealand can tell us some things too. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you also to our Facebook groups. There's so many of you. You know who you are. Thank you so much on behalf of myself, my wife, and my kids. We love you. And we love all of you here. I am too a paranormal investigator. You know what, Angela? I can never take that as I am not a paranormal investigator. I'm a paranormal enthusiast. But I love talking to spirits. I know I'm kind of weird like that. I am my wife, but that's what we like to do. I don't want to tell people I'm something I'm not. I don't want to mislead nobody. I leave the paranormal to you and PDX and people like that. You know, when it comes to the investigators, I'll leave that to you. But I just like to talk to spirits. I don't want to see none, but I do like to talk to them and try to help them cross over. That's all. So, at least I'm being honest. Michigan the man is in the house, even though we're getting ready to shut her down. Thank you, Rob, so much for being here. You have to see it from the beginning. But I want to thank everybody that's here in the chat. I love each and every one of you. You guys are so wonderful. Read what the Bible says about spirits. I know. Believe me, I read Deuteronomies and all that and a bag of chips. Believe me, I already know. And it's all good. And I tell people this, especially people that talk about how I shouldn't be communicating with the spirits and this and that and the other. If that's true, then why are people looking to connect with Jesus and yet Jesus was a spirit? Why are people talking to that spirit, but we can't talk to the other ones? It really doesn't make any sense. But two things I don't like to get into is politics and religion. I'll leave that to each his own. So, you know, it is what it is. Other than that, I still love you guys anyway. So you all have a wonderful night. And until next time, just keep being the wonderful person you are and stay blessed. I will catch you on the flip side. Have a great night, everybody. I love you all.